Hello everyone, and a huge welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Farmcan DIY. I know it's been a while, but I'm so excited to finally be back with a brand new project for you. Today we are diving into a full step-by-step tutorial showing you exactly how I make this amazing school bag. Now let's get started. So the first thing we have here is our side 15 by 7 inches. 15 by 7 inches. So there we'll be measuring 3 inches. We are making a slant line. The next thing is to go ahead and measure 1.5 inches, 1.5 for both sides, and for the lower part we'll measure 2.5 for that side, and the other side 2.5. So that's it. We are going to cut it out. Then after cutting it out, we are going to be using the first one to draw out the second side of our bag. So guys, the next thing is to measure our side. We are using our side to determine the length of our bag, which is 24 inches. When you measure, you have 24 inches. So for the front, the length is 24 inches, and for the breadth we have 11 inches. And for the length of the back, we have, I'm measuring it now, we have 15 inches, and for the width we have 11 inches. So here is our front. I'm going to be cutting it out, and we'll be making a slant line. All you just have to do is to measure 1.5 inches. Then you make your slant line and you cut it out. It is 1.5 inches. You make your slant line for the both side. We are going to make the slant line, then we are going to cut it out. So guys, here is the front. As you can see that it is slant already, so we are using this as our front. Moving to the back, we're also doing the same thing. For the back, we'll be measuring 1.5 inches. After measuring the 1.5 inches, we are going to be measuring 1 inch, then half inch for the down part, half inch by half inch. Then we are making a cuff line. For the upper parts, we are also making a cuff line there. Then we are going to be cutting it out, and mind you, we are also doing the same thing for the other side. Now we are back to the front. We are going to be measuring 9 inches there. You rule a line, then 1 inch for both sides, then in between we have half inch. We are going to be measuring 9.5 by 13 inches for the lining. So we are using this as our purse. Rule a straight line. I'm following the straight line I made on top of the bag, on top of our front. I'm following that same straight line. So the next thing is to rule a line at the center, make an arrow at the edge the way I did in the video, then we are cutting it that way. Just watch the video carefully and you get what I did there. after turning it to the other side, we are going to be stitching our zip to the purse. And we have to be careful when you are making this purse so that your lining will not be sticking out. So before you start stitching the zip, you have to put your zip head before you start stitching. Then you top stitch round. As you can see, this is the outcome. Then the next thing is to cover it up to make a purse. So we are going to be stitching that side, the other side, and the top. So guys, as you can see, we've made a front purse on our bag. So the next thing is to customize the name on the bag, and it is very easy and simple. All you have to do is go to InShot on your phone, InShot app. Follow the same process. Type the name you want to customize, and you can change the fonts. You can use there are different fonts there that you can use. So all you have to do is just draw out whatever font or whatever name you are writing. Draw it out the way it is on your phone. After drawing it out, the next thing is to cut out the name. So this kind of font that I used, it was only the first letter there, only the R that was separate. Other letters were joined together. So when I want to cut it, I'll be cutting everything. I won't separate the letters. I won't separate everything. They're going to be together, except only the R, the first letter of the name. As you can see, the way I'm doing it right here, I'm cutting everything together. I'm not separating any letters except the first letter of the name. So if the font you are using, if they separated all the names, you have to separate it while cutting it. So this is the result after cutting. So the next thing is just to stitch it on our front. So I'm using super glue to hold it down first, so that I won't have issue while top stitching. All you have to do is just to follow the design, the font you use. Just follow the letters and top stitch everything. So moving to the next one, which is our side, we are going to be using our piping and a leather strap. So before piping it, I'm going to be sewing my lining to the side, and if you wish you can add foam to it. So having done that, I'm going to be putting my piping inside the leather. Watch the video carefully, you see that I didn't start the piping from the beginning, likewise the end, because we are still going to sew that part, so it is not going to be very hard for us when we want to stitch. So the next thing is to insert our foam into the front of the bag, then joining the two sides to the front of the bag. So guys, the reason you are seeing that we still have enough space there is because I added allowance from the beginning, so I just cut that part out since I don't need it. So the next thing is just to tape both sides. You tape it round. So guys, we are going to be moving this one aside, and then we'll move to the back of our bag. We're also going to be using foam for that side. Insert our foam, then we sew it round. For the handle, we only need two pieces, 15 by 2 inches. Since our width is 2, so the midpoint is going to be 1. Then you measure 1 inches by 1 inches. Then you make a cuff line. So for this, you also need only just 2 pieces. So then the foam, I'm also using foam for the handle. Stitch it round. After stitching, then tape it. Use taping to tape it round. So guys, the next thing to do is to attach our belt holder, which is 6.5 inches. Moving to the next thing, which is to notch the back of the bag. Notch it, the down part and the upper part. So here we have to measure 1.5 inches, then we rule a straight line. So we are going to be stitching the handle. I'm going to be stitching that part down first. If you are watching this video right now and you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, like, comment and share. after stitching the handle, we are going to go ahead and place our belt, then we stitch it. So guys, for the belt here we will measure 20.5 inches. Then for the stitching, we are going to be measuring 2 inches. Before you start stitching, measure 2 inches. And when you are placing your belt, make sure it is facing up. The way I'm facing my own, make sure it is facing up that way. So the next thing to do here is to get measurement for our zip and the base. Measure 6 inches from that side, 6 inches, and from the other side to 6 inches. Then we'll go ahead and measure it round to get the length of our base. So here I'll be measuring it round to the other side where the mark is, which is 24.1 inches. So here we have our 24.1 inches plus 5, not 5 inches, plus 5, I think 5 centimeter. So that will be 24.7. That's for our base. Then for the zip, we are also measuring it round. What I got was 23 plus 5, which is going to be our allowance. The 5 there is the allowance. So for the weight, I'll be using the size of my zip, which is around, I think, 1.1 or so. So right here I'm going to be using 1/4 inch for my seam allowance. I'm going to be using 1/4 inch. So I'll be stitching that part, then I'll flip it over and then I'll top stitch. So after that, the next thing is to notch our midpoint. To get our midpoints there, then we are going to notch it. We are going to do same thing to the zipper side too. So for this side here, I have not sewn it. I just use my clip to hold it down first before I start stitching. So as you can see that here I have a little space, so I'm just going to stitch that part. So I'm going to start my stitching from where I notch the back of my bag and the zip, then I'll sew it round. So after taping it round, we are going to be attaching our back to the front of the bag. Then we'll connect both notch points together and we stitch. But I'm using my clip to hold it down first before I start stitching it round. So guys, this is the result after taping it round. We are done with, we are almost done, we are not done, we are almost done with the bag. So here we are going to be turning it inside out. So this is the outcome, then the inside. As you can see, we have enough space. So the next thing is to design the bag to give it a beautiful look, because I don't like how plain it is. So that is why I cut out this heart shape. So I'm using the pin to hold it down. And that is it. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this entire school bag tutorial. I hope you find this process easy to follow. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe for more projects. See you in my next video and may God bless you all. Bye.